Info 686 Database Management, and this video is about course introduction. My name is Hoon Cha, and you can call me Dr. Cha, and I'm teaching this course in summer 2 session for the graduate level students who are majored in GIS. And it is my great pleasure to teach these important and interesting topics of database management. Before we talk about the course, let me briefly introduce about myself. I originally studied material sciences in the engineering school at Seoul National University in South Korea. When I graduated, IT, information technology, was very popular, so I worked as an IT consultant at Samsung about 4 years. During this time, I learned a lot in the company, and I pretty enjoyed the dynamic life. However, at the same time, I urged to study a little bit more in details and in depth the area of MIS, that stands for Management Information Systems. So finally, I decided to study a little bit more. And I came to US in 2001 in the University of Arizona. So at the University of Arizona, I got my master's and the PhD degrees in MIS. So after I finished my degree and study, I came to Eastern Shore, and now I'm teaching and doing research in the same area, Management Information Systems. And I'm teaching database as well. Okay, so let's go back to the course introduction. So about office hour. Since this course is a 100% online course, we do not have a face-to-face office hour. Instead, we are going to use email communication. So the best way you can contact me is using my email. That is hscha@salisbury.edu. And since the pandemic, many people would like to use Zoom. So I'm also using Zoom. If you prefer to meet me virtually in the Zoom meeting room, you can do this. But you must request a meeting by sending an email with your preferred time. And if you send this email at least 24 hours in advance, it would be great for me since I can reply to you with a Zoom link and also with the time that we can meet together. Okay, now let's talk about course materials. As you may know, you do not have to purchase any textbook. Instead, on the course website, I'm going to upload or post all the class notes in a PDF format. So you can go to my classes. My class is the course website, and there you can download all those class notes. Intentionally, I made several blanks in those class notes. In other words, they are not complete. In addition to those class notes, I also provide a lot of video lectures. So while you are watching those video lectures, you may take some memos and you will fill in those blanks in your class notes. We are going to use some software. Each individual student does not need to install anything in their own laptops or desktops. Instead, we will use a centralized server together. So centralized server will be shared by all the students. And the server name is Valhalla, VALHALLA, and it is installed in the university, and it's part of the domain salisbury.edu. So later I will talk more about how to access this server, but let's just grab some ideas of how it is running. So in this server, similar to your desktop or laptops, we have to have a operating system. If you are using Windows machine, you use Windows 10 as operating system. And if you are using Mac, you may use iOS. Similarly, in this server, we are using a operating system called Linux or Linux. On top of this operating system, I can install some software. Particularly for this server, I installed the 3 key software. The first one is Apache, second one is MySQL, the third one is PHP Engine. MySQL is database server. So using database server, definitely we can design database and we can create tables and we can insert some useful information in the data and we can retrieve them as well. So we need this MySQL database server, there's no question. And particularly we use the product called MySQL. So the software name is MySQL. It is very popular. And also it is freeware, so you don't have to pay anything. But installing MySQL itself is not sufficient. What this means is since we are using this one server all together, your machine, your desktop or laptops must be connected through the internet. And if you want to do some tasks in this server, you need to request those tasks to the server. In other words, on the server side, the server must be awake and listen whether there is any request from the outside users. For this, a listener or gateway must be installed in the server, and that is called the web server. So using web server, we can continuously monitor whether there is an outside request. And in this server machine, Valhalla machine, we use Apache as a web server. Now we know about Linux operating system, Apache web server, and MySQL. In addition to those 3 software, we need to use a programming engine called the PHP engine. So what is this PHP engine? PHP is the name of a programming language. So why we have to develop some programs, although it's a database course? Because after you learn about managing the database, you have to understand how it is implemented with a application, actual programs. For this, we are going to develop not very big, but a small prototype web application that can use the database, that can connect the database. So for this, we will use a programming language called PHP. To run this PHP program on the server, there must be a PHP engine. On top of the PHP engine, PHP program can be executed. So as a package, we use these 4 softwares together. And many people call this 4 software as a package named LAMP, the Linux operating, Apache web server, MySQL database server, and the PHP as a programming engine. So the LAMP server is installed in the university, and you guys will use this. So that's a kind of development environment or a database server environment that we are going to use. The bottom line is, as a user, students do not need to install anything, but you will access the database server using the internet, and you need only web browser and the internet connection. Good? One more software actually we need. Since this course is not just implementing database, but we have to learn how to design the database. Design the database means understanding the user's needs, and you need to communicate with the users how you will implement your database. Many times, end users of your database do not know well about database itself. So from that perspective, while you are designing the database, particularly when you develop a model called the conceptual database model, you will draw a lot of diagrams using boxes and lines. This diagram is called the entity relationship diagram, and we will study a lot of notations and the details related with this diagram in next module. So in the next module, at this moment, we need this drawing software for database design, and particularly what software we use. We are going to use Lucidchart as a drawing tool. The reason why we use Lucidchart is this is web-based drawing tool, so you don't have to install anything. Just using web browser, you can open the drawing interface shown on the right side, and as a kind of education user, as students user, you can use a lot of free functionalities. However, kind of bad news is since the last year, the full functionality given to the students was kind of limited now. So I'm not sure how many functionalities will be restricted, but if some problems and issues occurred with this free education account, I just want to notify you that in the worst case, there could be a chance that you have to subscribe this software maximum 2 months. Each month, I think the fee is less than $10, about $8. So when I made lecture videos, I used Lucidchart, so I recommend you continue to use Lucidchart. But you can also try to use the other one called Drawio. So I did not fully test it, but when I just skimmed over, I think most of the functionalities are same. So feel free to try to use Draw.io. So you can just type this in your browser, or you can also type diagrams.net in your browser, and you can draw a ER diagram using Draw.io. It's your choice. You can use either Lucidchart or Draw.io. Now let's talk about grading policy. The letter grade will be given at the end of the semester, and the total score, final score, would be 100. And out of 100%, exams would be 60% because you will have 3 equivalent exams, and each exam takes 20%. And since there are 3 equivalent exams, there is no comprehensive exam, and also each exam is equivalent, so you cannot skip any exam. So keep in mind you must take all 3 exams on the by due date. In addition, you will have 6 assignments, and each assignment, the weight is 5%, so total 30% for the assignments. Lab exercises, some modules, some topics, I will ask you to complete very short exercises to measure your participation, and this would be 10%. And for this online course, there will be no group assignments. Everything is individual assignment or exam. So do not copy from other students, but at the same time, do not allow other students to copy your work. Both way, will be considered as cheating and plagiarism. And also don't plagiarize part or all of a paper from the website. And also do not try to fabricate information or sources. Course overview. Throughout the semester, I'm going to cover 4 big modules. Module 1, Module 2, 3, and 4. In the first module, I will briefly introduce about database management system and what kind of topics and issues we are going to study throughout the semester. So we will grab kind of a big picture in Module 1. Then we will look at some more details for each important area. In the second module, we will focus on conceptual modeling. Conceptual modeling is developing a database design with some diagrams, as I mentioned before. So we are going to develop an entity relationship diagram by learning a lot of key notations and how we can represent meaningful information with those diagrams. In module 3, after we get a good conceptual model, using this as a blueprint, we are going to implement and we will design logically this using database server. So at that time, in module 3, you are going to use a lot this database server in the Valhalla server. Finally, in module 4, after we study most of the important topics in database management, we will utilize this by developing a small web application. So as I mentioned, we are going to use PHP as a programming language, and we will develop a small program, particularly that connects with the database. Next, as a part of a course introduction, I'm going to demonstrate how to use course websites. Okay, now let's look at our course website. So the best way to go to the course website is from school website. So let's go to sourcevalue.edu school website, and you may start with the current students tab on top. And then if you scroll down, you can easily find the My Classes link. So let's click My Classes, and you can find the link for logging in. So log in with the SU username. And in our case, in my case, actually, I already logged in here. And then you may find your course 686 website here, and there are 4 menus, and there is additional SEO course related policies and resources. So if you click home first, there is brief description about this course, and there is a list of modules. As I told you, we have total 4 modules. In addition to these 4 modules, we have module 0, getting started module here. So whenever you want to directly go to any module or any topic, you can click this modules menu, and then you can find the direct link to modules and the topics and the class notes, and also the links to video lectures. And also we can use this discussions menu here. So when you have some questions, you can ask your questions here in Q&A sessions, and you can discuss with me or classmates. And for each exercise, assignments, and quizzes, when they are graded, you will find those grades here under grades menu. Let me go back to home menu. And today is the first day, so let's click module 0, getting started. And then again, it will go to this modules menu directly. Under module 1, I added a few important information, including course syllabus, course schedule, and some policies. So let's look at this module 0 overview and objective first. So if I click this, it will describe the objective of this module 1, and there are a few topics with this module 0. So course syllabus, schedule, and some policies. I already talked about this course, so if you click course syllabus, most of the information shown here I already explained in the previous video. So let me just skim over, and then if you click next, you can find the course schedule. The course schedule would be very useful page you may want to refer throughout the semester. So in this course schedule, you will find what module, what topic would be covered for each day of the class. And also on the right side, there is a list of tasks you must complete. So if you want to check this course schedule directly, what you can do is if you click modules again, and under module 0, you will find the course schedule. So if you click course schedule, you can always go back to this course schedule and you can confirm whether there is any missing tasks you must complete for each day. Now let me go back to modules. And in module 0, not only course syllabus, course schedule, there are a few policies and expectations. You may wanna take some time to read them, although I will not look at all the details in this video. And also, as part of task for module 0, there are two things you must complete: syllabus quiz, very simple quiz about the syllabus. If you read carefully or if you watch the video clip carefully, you may answer to a few questions in this syllabus quiz. And also there is one more task you must complete as part of module 0. That's orientation discussion. So if you click this, there is a discussion board, and you can create one thread, and you will explain and introduce yourself based on those questions. Also, after you complete this, on top here, left side, there is account button, and if you click it, actually you can change your profile. So click profile and you can upload your picture. Then this blank circle will be replaced with your face picture. So here I said, after you post your introduction, please upload a picture of yourself in your profile page. That means here, if you click it, you can click profile and you can upload your face picture. So these are two tasks you must complete as part of module 0. If you go back to course schedule one more time, you can see we have pretty busy schedules. Each day we are covering one topic. Again, the entire course is divided by modules. So we have 4 modules, and in each module it's further divided by topics. So for one day, we are covering one topic. So for example, July 13, in this semester, we cover module 1, topic 1. Next day, same module, but we are covering topic 2. So this is kind of schedule, and for each class date, it's not always, but many times you will find the exercise. So this exercise is based on what you have learned on this class date, and you must complete this exercise by the same date. So keep the due date, please, for each exercise. And also we have 6 assignments. So assignment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6 assignment due date is shown here. So make sure you must complete those assignments as well, in addition to small exercise. We have 3 exams. So there is exam 1 and 2 and exam 3. 3 equivalent exams you must take, and for each exam there would be a exam study guide that I'm going to show you shortly. Okay, now let's move on to this module page, and suppose you read all those notes, including policies and these expectations, and suppose you complete the syllabus quiz and orientation discussion. You may want to start this module 1. So let's look at kind of general structure for each module. Again, one module is composed of many topics, and in one class date, you are going to study one topic. Now, if you look at just one topic here, topic is composed of one class note and a few video clips. So if you go to, for example, topic 2, the class note is Introduction to Data Modeling. So if you click it, you will find a PDF format class notes. I recommend you to download this PDF file and print it, and then compile them in your 3-ring binders. After you print this out, you may want to watch your video clips. So if you go back to your module page, there is video lectures. So with this printed class notes, you will watch 3 videos. All those videos are uploaded in YouTube. So if you click it, you can find a link to this video file that's on YouTube. So if you click it, you will see these video clips. So while you're watching this video, you may want to use class notes as well. Let me go back to module 1 again. So we have 3 topics in module 1. For topic 1 and topic 2, there is no exercise, but in topic 3, we have exercise M1T3. M1T3 stands for module 1, topic 3. The due date is July 15th, so let's click exercise. Each exercise, the point is given, and 1 point for each exercise, and in this case, you need to create the employee table in your database. And I said you don't have to upload anything here. Sometimes you may be asked to upload a certain file, but sometimes you will do something in your database systems directly. So that's a kind of format of exercise, and just keep in mind that you must keep the due date, because after the due date, no late submission will be accepted. Okay, so that's a kind of general structure about modules and the topic, and how topic is composed with note and video clips. And after you complete a certain topic, how you can complete your exercise. There is no assignment given yet, so nothing will be shown here in assignment answer keys. But after the due date of each assignment, I may post some answer key as well. As I told you, we have 3 exams, and the exam 1 is already there, but it may not be available yet. But also, in addition to exam 1, there is exam 1 practice. So exam 1 practice will be used for preparing the exam 1, and there is exam 1 study guide. And if needed, I sometimes add practice questions as well. So there is exam 1 practice. And for this practice, I posted some suggested answers as well. So this is a kind of general structure and how you can use this course website. And in addition to this course website, you may need to use software as well, right? The key software we are using is first database server, and the second drawing tool. So let me just demonstrate how the database server interface looks like. So how to log in and how to use it is gonna be explained further in the other video clips. So let me just show you. So if you go to our database server, the address is https Valhalla sourceberry.edu. Note that we use HTTPS instead of just HTTP. This is a secure protocol. After this URL address, for the database server, with slash you have to type php myadmin. Since everything is case sensitive, be careful not to mix uppercase and lowercase. In this case, we use all lowercase and then we type php myadmin. If you click return, actually there is an error message. It's not a critical error, but it's kind of a warning because the connection is not private in this case. Don't worry too much about that, and it depends on which browser you are using, but you may see similar warning message only when you first try to access this server. If this is shown on your web browser, click just advanced, and you will find proceed to Valhalla sourceberry.edu and the username and password. So username is given as your last name, and the first letter is uppercase. So in my case, CHA is my username, and the password is info. It's not shown here, but 686 and the @ with your student's ID. So I will post the username and the password rules as an announcement. Oh, by the way, in your course website right now, there is no announcement yet. But if I post anything as an announcement, you will find a announcement menu in your course website. Also, the announcements will be sent to you as a school email. So please frequently check the school email inbox. Okay, now, after you click go, you will log in. Okay, in my case, I'm database administrator. So I can see all the students' database here. And under database, you can create tables and you can run SQL and you can do everything. So again, to use the database management system, you need to learn something more, but this is how to access the database server. So you will use only web browser, and when internet connection is available in any computer, you can do your jobs. So it would be very convenient. Okay, so another software that we are going to use is Lucidchart.com. So I have login ID and password, but in your case, you may not have one. So for you need to sign up. In the previous semester, actually, we have used the free education account, and that education account provide many free functionalities. However, from last year, actually, Lucidchart, they changed the policy, and the education account is not sufficient anymore. So for this particular course, although you do not need to purchase any textbook, I want you to subscribe this Lucidchart for just 1 month. So actually, you can start with the trial version, and you can continue to use it for 1 month. The price is around $8. However, there is another option. You can use, instead of Lucidchart, there is another free drawing tool called IO drawing. So you can type draw.io, and if you hit enter, actually it will loading, and let's say you just click decide later, and then you can draw a diagram using this draw.io tools. So when I made all the video lectures, I did not use this. So I still recommend you to use Lucidchart if $8 are not too much for you. You can try this new diagramming tool for your diagram by clicking here entity relations and using some templates. But if you just want to follow all my video lectures, please try to use a free trial version for 1 week and then switch to this individual subscription for 1 month. Okay, so that's everything. So before the semester starts in the next week, just go to module 1 and skim over all those documents and complete exercise, syllabus quiz, and add your introduction about yourself here in the discussion board. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy my course throughout the semester.